Hi, Joe Freeman, Mike Richman of the Oregonian and OregonLive. If you've never heard of the name Yogi Ferrell, heading into today, you probably know who he is now if you're a Blazers fan. A guy on a 10-day contract just torched the Blazers, handed them one of their most disappointing losses of the season without question. The said Yogi Ferrell scored 32 points, made 9 of 11 three-pointers, as the Blazers fell 108 to 104 to the Dallas Mavericks. They got down 24 points in the first half in a stunner. Both teams actually came into the game playing pretty well, including your Blazers, but this was definitely a tough one to take for the Trail Blazers. And in addition to Yogi's mammoth game, Wesley Matthews stuck it to his old teammates, 27 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. But the talk of the night and the talk of the post game was Yogi. Game plan against him going in. Again, a guy on a 10-day contract making his 4th start of the season.
Day 8. He's making the most of day 8 here.
He is 4-0, by the way. The scouting report on him was to go under screens. A guy shooting 24-25% from three-point range. Bad idea. He ended up making 9 of 11, as I said, many of them wide open, and then by the time he got hot, it was too late when the Blazers tried to defend him. And once he built momentum and once the Mavs got hot, it was pretty much ball game for the Blazers.
Mavericks hit the first 7 shots, they led 17-4, and the Blazers have done this so many times this year, find themselves in a big hole and dig back, and as Mason Plumlee said, he's seen this script play out a million times. Down 10, get it to 3 or 4, down 10, get it to 3 or 4, never get back over the hump. That's exactly what happened. After the Blazers were down 24, like Joe said, they came all the way back, tied the game at 92 with about 4 minutes left, cut it to 1 twice in the final 4 minutes, and then every time the Mavs had an answer. Dirk hit a big 3, and then Yogi Ferrell hit a dagger to put them up 4, and the Blazers had one last chance with about 15 seconds left. CJ McCollum hit a 3 that he felt like he rushed a little bit, and Damian Lillard missed a 3 that I know he rushed a lot because he leaned into it and hit it with a little wiggle. Blazers came up short there at the very end, but this was about how they started, how they defended, and how they played in the first half, not so much the way they charged back in the fourth quarter. And we've seen this so many times this year. Every time you think they're turning the corner, we've joked about it in these videos, they're headed in the right direction like they said after the last game, they come out flat against a team with a losing record and they lose home games that they absolutely need to win. In a season where they're supposed to be taking care of business, they just have not done it.
Yeah, and this one was particularly damaging. Dallas now 20-30, just a game and a half back of the Blazers, believe it or not. Dallas has won 9 of their last 12. Blazers now 22-29. In a bizarro world from Seinfeld, on a night that Yogi Berra scored 32.
Yogi Ferrell.
I was waiting to say that.
Was there.
Yogi Ferrell scored 32 points and made 9 three-pointers. Damian Lillard 4 for 20, 1 for 8 from deep. 13 points, a -1 in the plus-minus. He was off all night. In addition to the miss he had late in which he tried to draw contact, he also had a forgettable turnover and a very important possession in the final minute, which he threw the ball out of bounds, and then I think the Blazers was either tied or they were down 1, and then Dallas came back on the other end, hit a big 3, and it was just a backbreaker, and it was that kind of night for the Blazers. Now they will go on the road for a 2-game trip at Oklahoma City on Super Bowl Sunday, at these Dallas Mavericks, then on Tuesday, and then back for a game against Boston later in the week. We will talk to you then.